Say.
According to Islam, the Prophet Isa was risen to heaven. What is the story behind this? And does this mean that the Christians are worshipping the man sent to kill Isa?
In our belief, in the Ahl Sunnah belief, in Islamic belief, we're saying, I'm making this distinction because this is not just a Naqshbandi belief or a Sufi belief. This is Islamic belief. Isa alayhi salam, even the Bible, in that last few hours of Isa alayhi salam, they couldn't come into agreement. The different Gospels. Some saying he's in a house, some saying he's in the garden. Anyway, we'll take one story. He was in the Garden of Gethsemane. Right? What was he doing? Subhanallah, he was praying. He was making sajda and he was praying. He was prostrating and he's praying. MashaAllah, we have billions of Christians, always they are making sajda to pray, following Isa alayhi salam. So, what can we do? We are following the way of Isa alayhi salam. He prayed making forehead to the ground. We're doing like that 5 times a day at least. Now, somebody very smart said this one time. Say, if Jesus is God, then when he was in the garden, who was he praying to? Himself? No. It's very clear now. A child can tell you he's praying to God. He's praying to Allah, isn't it? So anyway, he's praying. He's saying, let this cup pass. And in Islam, Isa alayhi salam knew that he was going to be betrayed. Always betrayal is coming from those ones who are close to you. And that time, the one who betrayed him was Judas. He was not the man sent to kill him. He was the man who betrayed him. The Bible is saying for 30 pieces of gold. It means more than that. It means dunya. Betraying him for dunya, for the world. The Romans confusion was made and the Roman authorities were involved, and from very high authorities, on the one hand King Herod, a king of the Jews that is under the Romans, he is not free, and on the other hand you have the high priests representing Judaism. At that time they conspire. They want to bring down, they want to destroy, they want to kill Isa alayhi salam, to crucify him, saying this is a very dangerous man on so many levels. The rabbis are saying he's a very dangerous man because now he comes teaching tariqat, teaching Sufism. Yes. Teaching spirituality. He's not saying if you pray properly, if you offer your sacrifices, if you do all the shariat, meaning properly, he's saying that doesn't guarantee you the kingdom of heaven. He's saying now the heart has to be clean. And they're saying, what do you mean the heart has to be clean? We're doing everything. But he's saying, no. Now I'm going to bring you tariqat. Tariqat and shariat, you need both of them together. Otherwise, if you only have shariat and you don't have spirituality, it will be rotten. It is not complete. It will not bring you to the kingdom of heaven. And they say this is a very dangerous man because he's undermining our power. So, then Judas Iscariot at that time told the Roman authorities, it's a long story, and they came to arrest him. He was then later in the house. And he knew he had the Last Supper. In our way, the Last Supper, what he's saying about his blood, and it's not literal. They're taking everything literally. And when Judas came with the Roman soldiers, now the Roman soldiers, they know how Isa alayhi salam looks like? No. It's not like today, they put picture everywhere, newspaper or on the internet, saying this is the man we're looking for. They don't know what he looks like. And they sent Judas inside, and they say, you go inside, and you're going to make a sign, and we know which one is Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, and we're going to come to arrest him. So then what happened? Judas went inside, and by Allah's power, Allah caused their faces to be switched, their heads to be switched. So now Isa alayhi salam has the face of the Judas, and the Judas has the face of Isa alayhi salam. So the Romans came in. The signal was already made before. There was some confusion, and it was switched. Now they took the man they think that it is Jesus to arrest, to crucify. And Judas saying, no, what are you doing? You got the wrong man. He says, no, come with us. And Isa alayhi salam, he was taken by the angels to go to the paradise. So Isa alayhi salam was brought then, body and spirit, to the first paradise, where he's still there until the Akhir Zaman, when he's going to come down. So much trouble is happening in Damascus right now. It's one of the signs that Isa alayhi salam is going to come. He's going to come on the shoulders of two angels down to the White Mosque, correct, in Damascus. So Isa alayhi salam is there. Of course, Allah is not making him to look like Judas when he's up there. Then we're saying that because Judas now start to look like Isa alayhi salam. And he was crucified. So when he was crucified and when the body was taken down, the Hawariyun, when they were washing his body, because the Hawariyun, his disciples, his apostles, they know him very well. Yeah? They used to massage him. They used to anoint him. We know that because we have a sheikh, correct? We massage him. We anoint him too. And they're noticing this is not Jesus. This is not Isa alayhi salam. Here's the body, here's the face of Isa, but the body is someone else. So, we are waiting for that time, inshallah. We are waiting for that time to welcome Isa alayhi salam back. The believers are going to welcome him back. Believers in Islam, believers in Christianity, believers in Judaism. There will be believers among the Jewish nations who will recognize him and who will accept him, that they did not 2,000 years ago. They will. There will be other Christians who will recognize him and understand that he is a prophet of Allah and not a Lord. And there will be Muslims who will accept him. So, we're not talking everyone. There will be so many Muslims who are going to chase after Dajjal. They're going to start following him. As there are people from other faiths following the way of Haqq, and people of other faiths following the way of Batil. That time when it comes is no longer between Islam and Christianity, or Christianity and Judaism. It's between Haqq and Batil. It's between Haqq and Batil. It is no longer about label, about nationality. So, we are preparing ourselves for those days. Isa alayhi salam will return. His job is to do what? Is to kill Dajjal. So, but he's coming with a heavenly support because he's been there. And if you're not in the circles of light in zikr, to put more light to yourself, that time when he appears, you are going to be completely finished. You're going to burn in his spiritual presence. As so many people, they will not be able to stand next to Mahdi alayhi salam. Because he's coming with so much power, so much hebat. If they are not fixing themselves that time, they will not be able to come even close to him. With our Shaykh's support, we are preparing ourselves for that. May we be accepted, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. They couldn't come into agreement, the different gospels. Some saying he's in a house, some saying he's in the garden. Anyway, we'll take one story. He was in the garden of Gethsemane, right? What was he doing? Subhanallah, he was praying. Your Sunnat belief, in Islamic belief, we're saying, I'm making this distinction because this is not just a Naqshbandi belief or a Sufi belief. This is Islamic belief. Isa alayhi salam, even the Bible in that last few hours of Isa alayhi salam. Say.
According to Islam, the Prophet Isa was risen to heaven. What is the story behind this? And does this mean that the Christians are worshipping a man sent to kill Isa?
In our belief, in the Ahlis, somebody very smart said this one time. Say, if Jesus is God, then when he was in the garden, who was he praying to? Himself? No. It's very clear now. A child can tell you he's praying to God. He's praying to Allah. He's making sajda and he was praying. He was prostrating and he's praying. MashaAllah, we have billions of Christians always. They are making sajda to pray, following Isa alayhi salam. So, what can we do? We are following the way of Isa alayhi salam. He pray making forehead to the ground. We're doing like that 5 times a day at least. Now,